Hello everyone and welcome to Dover. We are here for the beginning of the doubleheader at Dover Motor Speedway. That's right, we are going to end off the regular season here today at Dover, and we are going to be starting the playoffs also here at Dover for this Dover doubleheader. So let's go racing, everybody. There we are, green flag is out. So who do we have that we're watching in this race? Well, obviously we want to see a lot of movement from the Roush Fenway guys. Definitely Greg Biffle. He has been in a slump for the majority of the year since the start, so we're definitely going to want to see him do a really good job. The Joe Gibbs cars, Denny Hamlin, Kyle Busch, they've been doing pretty consistent. There's quite a few other guys that have been pretty good this season, but yeah, definitely going to want to see Greg Biffle at his best, hopefully, here at Dover. Exactly. And so, obviously, we also have Stuart Haas with Kevin Harvick, so a lot of different guys all going to be trying to move to the front, and hopefully a random winner who would like to lock himself into the playoffs. That would definitely be helpful. Exactly. So you got that little ditty going on. Someone who hasn't gotten a win, like Chris Buescher or Ryan Newman, want to just make sure they can be in the playoffs and get that win. That is definitely something that's really important to those guys. Exactly. So, what are we looking at on tires? Well, today we're going to be seeing is a pretty good amount of wear on these cars. We're also going to be seeing a lot of movement back and forth. This is a very fast racetrack, definitely a driver's racetrack. A lot of slipping and sliding, multiple grooves, and just a perfect place to have chaos ensue. Exactly. And so, it is not called Miles the Monster for nothing. Exactly. So, this place is a monstrous track. It is going to be something that's going to come out and grab you out of nowhere, and that's definitely what these guys have got to look for. Exactly. So, as we go racing here, as we're in 5 laps into stage 1, what do we see so far? Well, we see Greg Biffle is doing pretty good. Started this race in 32nd, all the way up to 21st currently, fighting his way up. So, definitely a good move from him. Hopefully he can capitalize on that and get some more gains. Definitely going to have to watch how he does throughout the rest of the day. But all the way up to 20th already, that's 12 spots. He's forward, so pretty good. Got Harvick, who's a little bit farther than him, so he's got about 13 spots he's made up. So Harvick doing a good job heading towards the front there as well. And we also have Joey Logano, who is your leader. Fascinating. So what's the story from Roush Fenway? Well, currently they brought a totally different setup to this racetrack than they normally do. One thing that Greg Biffle's been wanting at this track is a car that slips a little bit more than has grip. He wants that rear end to step out just a little bit in the turns. I don't think they have it from what they're saying on the radio right now. Sounds like Greg Biffle needs it to be a little bit looser in the rear end, but so far he's moving himself up there. You see Chase Elliott there in 12th, kind of falling back after a little brush with the wall, so just not quite as good as he was at the beginning of this race. Very nice Team Rubicon Mountain Dew car there, so definitely want to send out a thanks to Team Rubicon for all they do for the veterans and etc. Exactly, so definitely amazing work they do there. We have the 48 car there in 10th, they're doing a pretty good job. We also have Ryan Newman there in about 8th. We have the 14 car there in 9th as well, as Greg Biffle tries to get underneath that 48 car, and he's around. Yeah, that's the thing, is that those holes close up really quickly, and that is a lot of damage there. Greg Biffle also lost it. Yeah, so looks like we got a pit, so hopefully he can get that fixed up there pretty good. So it looks like he's going to probably take tires here. We'll see how that all goes there. Alright, he's able to get that damage fixed. Pretty hard hit to the wall, but looks like the car is running out in 7th. Able to get back out on track. yeah, just scraped that wall and that just sent him on around. So not helpful for him. Only took right side tires, so we'll see how that works for him. We got Kyle Busch, who's in a really good position of leading this race here. We got Ryan Newman there as well up in 7th. Kind of had the 14 car and 16 get into it there. And that 16 car is running up the racetrack, not what he's wanting to have happen at all. We got him racing Ryan Newman there, his teammate, and so we'll see what he can do. But he's definitely needing that car to be a little bit looser than it is right now, because it's just going straight up the track instead of doing that little fishtail dirt track move. Exactly, so that definitely seems to help when you have the rear end be able to step out just a little bit in the turns. Seems like you're able to get a little bit more grip, a little bit more speed, and able to do a little bit more manhandling of the car. Right now, his car is way too tight, is what I would say. It's more like happening, and he's definitely going to be wanting a looser setup here. So we'll have to see how that goes. But yeah, he's right up there by the wall. Yeah, Carl is not doing what he wants it to do right now. It is fighting him pretty hard, I'd say, as he falls back to 10th. So yeah, that is not what he is wanting at all there. Yeah, the car is not driving like he wants it at all. The car's going towards the wall there. Ryan Newman gets past him to get 10th position. Yeah, that car is not handling right. So it looks like Ryan Newman's in 10th. Got Matt Kenseth back there in the 42 car, filling in for Ross Chastain, I think. And got Ryan Newman there, who's probably going to get that final point as Greg Biffle continues to slip all over the track. Now the car is too loose, too something. Yeah, the car's just a piece of junk at this point, I'd say. There we go. Newman gets that point from the stage, and Greg Biffle gets to come back down pit road and take another whack at it with his crew. See how that all goes. Exactly. He's going to want a full tank of gas. They're going to want to work on that setup just a little bit more there. See if they can get that car ever so slightly to have more grip, and see how that goes. Alright, you see Greg Biffle, he's got a position up. Everyone pretty much did, honestly, on that run. Not sure who fell back. Ryan Newman starting in 9th. Pretty good takeoff there from the 16 car. Go into turn 1. See how they all do. The 48 car gets underneath him. Here comes the 12. Car's heading back towards the wall a little bit there. Not what he's wanting, that's for sure. Got BJ McLeod trying to make sure that he gets in to the playoffs and stuff. We got a 37 laps here in this second stage. We got the 88 car. Multiple. Everyone's pretty tight here as we go off. Looks like the front's kind of disintegrating away there, but yeah, looks like Greg Biffle definitely not having the best of his days. Alex Byron there gets underneath him. 13 car trying to come alongside as well, and yeah, that 16 car just not looking quite as good as it had. Quite a lot of damage early on in this race though, so that's definitely not going to be helping him throughout. But he's going to want to figure out the setup settings and hopefully be able to get that car back to where it needs to be. Exactly, just the car apparently longer in the run gets extremely loose. And while loose is nice, they were just way too loose there as they went on farther into the run later on in that stage. So that's one thing that they're going to be battling on there with Roush Fenway in the 16 car. Ryan Newman continues to do a pretty good job staying up there in the top 10. Chris Buescher, unfortunately, nowhere near the top 10 or even a top 15 at this point. Christopher Bell going past the 16 car there. And crossover. Not quite getting to him, might get him in the corner, and there he goes. And that kind of, yep, put him into the wall there. Yeah, just not enough room there. I thought that was going to kind of check up there, but apparently he didn't decide to go and send it, and they're both kind of in the wall there, so that's unhelpful for both of them. And there's a caution. Yeah, not sure that's for Christopher Bell. Christopher Bell will be pitting, so had a tire go down, so unfortunate for them. And nobody else takes the chance to pit, so everyone stays about the same. See how Greg Biffle does on this restart though. And we're off again. 16 car there getting to the 88, doing some pushing. 88 car is not moving. He goes down to the center lane, undercuts the 88. Yeah, looks like he's trying to get the 6 car and up into the wall again. He goes. 88 kind of helped him there. But yeah, that exit of that turn, that is definitely one of the hardest turns to come out of. Just not much room. And unfortunately, just all that momentum is really weird how the turn works, because you're just going towards the wall throughout the entire turn. So see if he can hopefully not do that again as he goes past the 16 car into the wall. No caution. That's hard hit there for the 16 car, trying to get underneath the 16 car trying to get underneath the 6 of Ryan Newman. Ryan Newman came down, and the 16 car, now with damage to the side, car had some air there for a little bit. Have to see if they can get that car fixed later on. Looks like not enough damage to cause him to come to pit road yet, but definitely unhelpful for the rest of the race. Yeah, you see 16, he's trying to just plow forward as much as he can right now. Hopefully be able to get good position for the pits, because it's going to take a little bit longer, and then be able to take off that time to get any damage fixed. That's what he's looking at doing, is what I guess. Exactly, so we're going to have to see how that continues to go. And the car almost went straight to the wall, and straight into the 6 as well. He's got a tire down. Yep, there's a tire down on the 16 car, and he will be coming to pit road. Multiple damage. The car was not handling well at all. See him there trying to limp it back at about 40 miles an hour, trying to get the pit lane. The car is not doing well at all. Ryan Blaney going past after hitting the wall head on. See how that car goes. But yes, the 16 car is not doing well at all here so far at Dover, as he'll be coming early to pit road, get fuel, 4 tires, and they're going to be working on that setup there as well. Yeah, just definitely it's just a hard thing. I mean, there's so many different variables you have to look at, and apparently whatever setup they brought, that car is just unstable throughout the turns and is not handling them very well. So I'm going to do some tip checks. What do we got? That's right, so they're going to be changing the tire pressure in all 4 tires. A little change to see what they can do. Also, they're going to change the wedge as well. Going to go up on that. Also going to go ahead and take some fuel, and also going to work on a few other things, such as the damage there. But yes, definitely a disappointing day so far for the 16 team here at Dover. Now you see the 16 getting back out onto track. We'll have to see if those particular new setups do any good, or if that's going to be a problem, as the 66 car spins into the wall multiple times. They're not having a very good day themselves. Big Biffle is now 2 laps down, so he's going to want to try and get as much of that back during these green light pit stops. Exactly, so definitely a lot of work ahead here as he goes around all of these cars trying to get that lap back. A lot of cars he's got to work against here, and the main one is your leader, who is Christopher Bauer, who is amazingly able to get that flat tire damage fixed, and he is back out on track. So Joey Logano there in 20th, doing a pretty good job here today. Was leading for a few laps. You're going to see the his position change here. Also got Greg Biffle, obviously, who is 2 laps down, so that's going to change here most likely as well, as he's going to probably get a lap back. We got Martin Triggs Jr. trying to go by on the bottom side, and there he goes. He's back out. But yeah, definitely some major tire issues and handling. 16 cars seems to be handling a little bit better right now, so the up on the wedge might actually have helped, it looks like. Exactly, the car definitely seems to be a little bit more stable. As we got 4 wide here into this turn, the 16 car going high above that, not trying to hit the wall there, and almost dead. This rear end stepped out just a little bit as he continues to hunt down positions as much as he can, as the 20 car Joe Gibbs tries to get by. Yeah, so racing's going to be pretty fierce from now on. You got a lot of guys on a lot of different strategies, a lot of different positions, and 35 is not a very acceptable into the 16 cars race. They're going to try to get as many positions as they possibly can to get higher up. 95 car has still not pitted, so he is still out on the racetrack. Looks like he has slowed down though, so people will start getting their laps back. 21 car into the wall there, and a bit of a slide up from the 16, so that's a little bit of damage there. And we're going to see people start getting their laps back here. And yep, so Greg Biffle is now only 1 lap down instead of 2, so big improvement there, as he continues to pass cars and head towards the front of this race. Denny Hamlin has taken the leader spot. Like McDowell there in 30th, got a race with the 16 car. 16 car goes on by without any incident and continues to head towards the front. Exactly, so obviously terrible day so far for Greg Biffle position-wise. Not having the best of cars, had a little scrape with the wall there once again, but he's definitely going to have to work as hard as he can to get this car farther up. I see Joey Logano there in 3rd, trying to battle towards the front. There's Josh Blicky, who goes, surrenders that spot there to the 16 car. Someone smoking there, what do we got? Yeah, cars are coming down. Multiple cars had issues with tires overheating and blowing, so multiple issues like that reported so far. So the track is pretty warm here today, so yeah, that's going to be an issue. I think Goodyear's already said that they're going to be looking into it, so there is a potential that we could see a new tire mandated from Goodyear for all of these teams tomorrow, as tires have been an issue here today at this racetrack. Fascinating. So potentially it may not be the setup that they brought on the 16 car that has caused all the issues and many of the other issues on the entire race. That's right, we got a caution here, so everyone's going to be coming down, get the rest of their fuel, etc. But yeah, exactly, it may be that the damage that we've been seeing and incidents are from the tire compound and not the tires, and not from the setups themselves. So that's definitely a good point, as we've seen multiple incidents with multiple cars, not just the 16 team. So that definitely makes sense. Exactly. So obviously back racing here. Have Greg Biffle, he is a lap down but racing hard here. He is in the lucky position, so he's definitely going to be wanting to try and keep that position here, as we have a set about gets into Newman there once again. Newman, I mean, 3 wide, so a little bit of a scuffle there, a lot of different things going on. But 7 laps remain in this stage, so Greg Biffle is definitely going to be wanting to stay in that position, as going with the 42 there. 42 spun into the wall and no caution. Yep, 42 is back out and he's moving, so yeah, just unfortunately, that's just what you see here at Dover. It's just everyone's trying to race for position, and as you come out of that turn, there's someone a little bit above you, give them a little tap, and away they go. Exactly. So obviously, not a whole lot of intentional incidents happening here, but definitely going to see more of that as the race continues on. You see Joey Logano continuing to lead, getting that lead back from Denny Hamlin. Kyle Busch racing here against Ryan Preece. It looks like the 16 car is getting behind the 37, or the 18 there to get past the 37. Yep, 16, 18 working there together, getting a bit of a draft there. 37 car has a bit of a spin, and there he goes in the back. BJ McLeod involved. More cars. The 95. And there it is. Huge car wreck, including Christopher Bell, David Reagan, Cole Custer, and multiple others involved as well. The number 16 car will be in the lucky dog position, and we will see how that all plays out. Right, there you go. 16 car got the free pass. Did not take tires here at the end of this stage. Did take some fuel, but we'll see how he does there. Gets into Kozowski there a little bit. Everyone in the back here moving kind of slow. Number 16 car hitting to the front. Yes, we also have the Conning Racing number 16, which is referred to as the 16K. Because both cars were registered at the same time with NASCAR. NASCAR did not realize that both numbers were taken, and so an error occurred somehow, and so both of these numbers are being raced in the season. But the Conning Racing number 16 car is known as the 16K, so that might help clear up any questions that we've had for the majority of the season. Why are there two 16 cars? And that is because there was a mix-up with NASCAR HQ and the number registering process. A bit of a big issue, but yeah, definitely, if you can see how that would happen. Alrighty, so here we go. We have Chris Buescher, who is in the lucky dog position currently, so he's going to want to stay there to be able to get that lap back. His teammate goes on by, a little bit loose there for the 16. Not sure what's going on there. It's in the Preece a little bit. 17 racing there as well. Yeah, what we're seeing is the number 16 car is starting to get into that zone where the tires are getting worn out, and he's starting to have that slide and be a little bit looser. And so he's kind of have to figure out how best to handle that and get the car back under control. But definitely a lot more control from this 16 car than we've seen at the beginning of this race, where they had to redo a lot of the tire pressure and also do quite a few other changes to the whole setup. BJ McLeod, a lot of damage, puts the 16 car into the wall. That's right, 78 car BJ McLeod having a bit of a tiff there with the 16. 16 coming out of the corner is able to outdo him there, coming out of it from the high line. But yeah, a bit of a tiff has begun to take place between the 78 car and the 16 of Greg Biffle. Not sure what it's all about, but yeah, it's definitely interesting. And of course, the number 16 car is sponsored by Mechanics Wear and also Freightliner. So a very nice drone shot there as the 24 car got loose. 24 car is back on track and running. See number 13 of Chase Elliott there, the number 9 car running in 13th of Chase Elliott there. Beautiful Rubicon Mountain Dew car. Definitely a beautiful scheme. Corey LaJoy up here in the top 12. He's working on trying to get some points, hopefully to put himself over the edge and possibly pick up a win to seal his playoff hopes. So definitely a noble endeavor. But Biffle about to go past him there. That's going to put him in position down a little bit farther away from that goal. So we'll have to see if he has anything after green flag pit stops here, as those will be coming up very soon. As that number 16 car is moving forward quite quickly. But obviously about technically position-wise with how many cars, he's up quite a bit, but he's only up by 8 now. Passes Harvick and into the top 10 as he started 18th, and that was due to being in the lucky dog position, being the first car back on the lead lap. And so you have him going past the 48 car from Hendricks. He's going after Jones, so he is moving through this field pretty quickly, trying to get this car a lot farther into the grid than it had been. So have to see how well that works. 20 car going to try and pass him back, and a lot of speed coming out of this 16 car late this race. Exactly, yes, definitely a lot of speed. I think there was a lot of speed in this car, but because of the setup, apparently Goodyear's looking at changing the tire compound for the next race. Definitely some issues there, as multiple cars have had incidents. A lot of tire wear has been noticed on all of these cars. Christopher Bell hit the wall and had a bit of a tire issue there, and so definitely something everyone's going to be looking at come next race. So potentially new compound for the first playoff race, and we have a caution. Alright guys, so that came out just at the right time. The 16 car, the right front was about to go down. Greg Biffle was wanting to come down a lot sooner, but the crew chief wouldn't let him, so luckily it looks like this came out just at the right time for them to be able to switch those tires. Alright, everyone has taken 4 Goodyear tires along with filling up on those tanks of gas, and we are going back racing here. Approximately 18 to go, so a nice get up and go there from the 16 cars. He undercuts the 19, getting a slight side push there from the 88. 88 side drafting there, trying to move forward. There comes the 22 there, also going to be able to work the side draft. 6 car also moving forward there, going to be able to get to the inside of the 16. 16 just sitting there, and there goes Ryan into the 8th position. So quite a lot happened there on that restart. 16 obviously started on the top row. Not your best place to start here at Dover. You really do want that inside line, usually going into the turn. And yes, so the 16 car has fallen back from starting 6th, the last 3 positions there, as he continues to move forward, getting a little bit low there, a little bit loose. Got the car back under control. Harvick in 10th, so both of these guys, Harvick and Biffle, have been able to do an amazing job starting from their positions and moving up to the top 10. Exactly, yeah, obviously had a rough time, both of them in qualifying, did not do very good. Able to come to the top 10. Obviously, Greg Biffle had a very hard race for the first 2 stages. He's up here in the top 10 though, able to get those setups redone, damage fixed from incidents as well. And you see who's up in the top 10 now, both Harvick and he, so definitely impressive there. 16 car trying to get past the 6 of Ryan Newman, and hopefully go back after Kevin Harvick. So you see, kind of see where he likes to run, kind of like in that middle lane, a little bit off of the bottom. You see 48 car though also has a lot of speed at this point, so trying to get past that 16 car as well. 16 car definitely going all the way to the bottom now, a little bit up on the 4 car. So the 48 there did a really good job getting past both of those guys, along with the 6, able to take his position back from the 4. 4 gets to the rear end of the 16 just a little bit, kind of gets him loose up to the 6, and 16 is past the 48. 48 is going to cross back over. 16 is going to come back out of the turn. A little bit into the 48, not too bad though, as he crosses back over. Get that bottom lane a little bit loose out of the 16. 16 is going to have to come back down. And major crossover there as the 16 is able to get back into it and past the 48. So definitely exciting there. Corey LaJoy has made his way into the top 10. along with Harvick, and trying to move forward. So we're going to have to see how he does. He's definitely had a good Go Fast Racing. Number 32 Ford is good. Biffle gets into the wall, a little bit of damage there. Everyone will have to come down and pit once more for gas. Tires most likely right sides, potentially all four, but definitely going to have to get gas, and we're going to have to see how that goes. Exactly. So obviously, definitely fascinating race so far here. We've had a lot of good action, and as I said, we have now confirmed that Goodyear will be changing the compound that they will be running at Dover tomorrow. New tires are going to be shipped in, as there's been multiple issues with tires exploding, falling apart, etc. And definitely messing up quite a few setups on a lot of these cars, which has caused a lot of guys not to have the best days that they could have had. So that is kind of unusual, but Goodyear says that they do have the compound from last year where we had some excellent racing, so we will see if that will work. One thing that I must note is that the track is about 5 degrees warmer than it had been in the other races from last year, so that is one reason why we might see a little bit of a difference. But that is the only anomaly that we know of at the time, other than a different compound. Got Biffle into the wall ever so slightly there again. Continuing to run the 6th, which is pretty good, as Denny Hamlin has retaken the lead away from Joey Logano, who has fallen behind the other Joe Gibbs cars. There we got the 14 car has been running pretty decent up here in the top 5. He's been doing really good, staying up near the front. Greg Biffle went to the wall once again. I'm not sure how much more damage that car can take, and we'll have to see. As we're going to have green flag pit stop starting here pretty soon. Everyone can come down at this point, have enough fuel to make it to the end of the race, and there's a caution. And everyone's going to be coming down to get that fuel that they need as well. So yeah, we're going to see everybody coming down here to get that fuel. There we go. Clint Boyer was able to have his, the 14 car was able to get their team out the fastest. And they are out. There we go. The 16 car moving ahead. Gets all the way to the 18. 18 is slow on that restart. Trying to get that 16 car moving there. A little bit slow there. Corey LaJoy trying to move that 32 Ford farther up the field as the 14 and the 1 get into it. A little bit of contact from the 16 as well. Jones, number 20 car, tries to move forward. Here comes the 48 as well. That bottom lane seems to be running just fine at this moment. 32 car is able to get the 10th position away from the 16. And here comes Newman to take 11th, along with Kevin Harvick and Chase Elliott, both trying to get past the 16. The 16 has fallen from the 6th position all the way to 12th, losing 6 positions, and there's the 7th position since that restart, and looks like he will be losing probably more. Yeah, he gets in front of that 37. He's trying to get that bottom. Tires are not hooking up very well now that he's rolling. Had a really good restart. Collected a little bit of damage when the 18 car did not move. And just trying to get the tires warmed up here to get it going. Definitely a longer run car than anything else. So he's going to be trying to get past all of these guys here later on in the run. Not too many laps remaining though, so he's going to have to get that car moving here pretty quick. Montrix Jr., Denny Hamlin both fighting over the first position. Kyle Busch has fallen back to some degree, is not doing as well as he looked, so obviously we're going to have to continue to watch that. 16 cars pulling away from the rest of the field, currently continuing to move forward. Cannot tell if he'll be able to get enough momentum to go back towards the front even farther, but he's definitely doing a fairly decent job of keeping up with the rest of the field as the car goes towards the wall. Yes, into the wall the 16 car goes. That's quite a bit of a damage there. Is now the 95, tries to get past, and he is passed. So 95 is not actually racing for position, but racing for the lucky dog spot. So not sure why he tried to pass, and there goes the 95. 16 car and 95 meet. Hard hit there. '95 just spun around. I'm not sure. That looked like another tire issue to me, because the big Biffle was not that hard on him. A lot of damage now on that 16 car. He's farther behind. He's definitely going to be hoping for a caution right now. Now it's definitely, once again, a surprising incident. Once again, on track, Christopher Bale has come down to pit lane, and he once again has a flat tire. Yeah, so once again, flat tires have struck at this track as he's coming down there. 16 back in the wall, having a bit of an issue. He's just trying to get back to speed at this point. Coil Joy has fallen out of the top 10. Huge wreck on the track. 48 is in the wall. Yep, another flat tire. So definitely a fascinating race. Flat tires. And good. Biffle is loose, trying to regain control of his car there. Got out of the groove. The car was totally out of control. He was able to get it back under control there. That definitely is not going to help him catch that lead group, as we now have about 1 lap to go. Yeah, everyone was hoping for a caution there to be able to get things fixed. Yeah, you see the 48 car limping back into pit road. Not the way they wanted to end their day. But, yeah, definitely pretty bad there. As they are going to be a lap down. Cars suddenly coming off the pit road. I didn't know they could do that, actually. Multiple cars on pit road. All of them having flat tire issues. That's surprising. That's some of our top guys right there as well, as Kyle Busch comes around. And Kyle Busch will grab the checkered flag for first position. And Kyle Busch is your winner here at Dover today. And we're going to have some surprising guys up here in the top 10 that we haven't seen in a while. Amazing there, so let's we're going to take a look here. And we're going to see who's in the top 10. Obviously, Kyle Busch your winner, Eric Jones in second, Kurt Busch in third, Kevin Harvick in fourth, Ryan Newman in fifth, Coil Joy in sixth, Greg Biffle in seventh, Ryan Preece eighth, BJ McLeod ninth, and Chase Elliott in 10th. And of course, you had the multiple other cars that went a lap down and had to pit. Yeah, pretty strange race there all in all, but going to see here in the point stands, we've got Kyle Busch obviously going in, Denny Hamlin without a win this season, most likely will make it in, Montreux Jr., Kurt Busch there, Ryan Blaney, Kevin Harvick, Clint Boyer, Joey Logano, Brad Keselowski, Matt Kenseth, BJ McLeod, Chase Elliott, Alex Bowman, the 48 car, Eric Romero. It looks like Ryan Newman may be just out of luck when it comes to the playoff, but we have a bunch of these cars with winners, so we're going to have to see how NASCAR tabulates that, and we're going to see who gets into the playoffs next week. Thanks for watching, everyone. We will see you here tomorrow at Dover as we continue the doubleheader and begin the NASCAR playoffs. Thanks for watching, everyone.